when I'm rounding. These are called my peekaboos. Now watch what Miss Brown's going to do. I want your marker put down in front of you. I absolutely love how these three boys are sitting. I'm going to remember that. It says round to the nearest 10. Where's my tens? So anything after it is going to be covered up by a peekaboo. So what comes after the 10? What's over here? 3. I'm going to cover it up with my peekaboo. Now what's there? 0. Okay? Now, we have to figure out, we have to round to the nearest 10. So we have to peekaboo under here and see if the number's halfway to the next 10. So let's think about that. What would be halfway to the next 10? The next 10 is what?
2.
4. 50. The next 10 here is 50. So
40.
this is between 40 and 50. So let's see. If this is going to be halfway or more to the next 10. Is that halfway or more?
Halfway.
What is halfway? What would halfway be?
3. How you do that?
If I have 10, what would halfway be?
4 or less. 5
And this is going to be good. We're not going to teach this now, but when we do rounding in a couple days, we'll actually have something that's going to show us what's half. I'm going to look if this is 5 or more. Is this 5 or more?
No.
I'm going to leave everything
4 or
alone,
less.
and that's my rounded number. That let Miss Brown know when I did what's my place, what's my value, what we may need to talk about later. I'll show you that on 100 start. So write our new number, 1,240.
Your brain still? There's more.
I'll show you, look. Round to the nearest 10, our answer is 1,240. Yeah, we'll work on that. We're going to probably have that question up there for a long time, Miss Ridley. Okay, next one. Expanded form. Oh, I love it. Does anyone know the secret about expanded form?
Is this like...
Hold up.
Wait a minute.
Hold up.
Wait a minute.
It's kind of like our expanded form thing, isn't it? Our strategy. Expanded form is how many of these little squares, how many of these units are in each place. So I like to start with my biggest piece when I write expanded form. How many itty-bitty little squares are in this piece?
10.
1. There's 10 itty-bitty little squares?
No. 1,000.
Ah, 1,000 little units.
10,000.
So 1,000 is my first number. Okay, how many itty-bitty little squares are in these two pieces?
100.
There's 100 in this one.
200.
Ah, nice. How many are in both of these?
200.
1,000 plus 200. How many itty-bitty squares are in all of these?
40.
40, nice. And how many itty-bitty units are here?
3.
3. All right, so it's 1,000 plus 200 plus 40 plus 3. Got it?
Plus 30. You mean plus 3?
I don't understand your question. You
You
might be
said
right.
Plus to the...
1,000 plus 200 plus 40 plus just 3. There's only 3 little squares right there. There's 40 little squares here. Okay? Good question. I like how you took a risk to ask that. That was awesome. All right, and last one. Multiply by 10. Multiply this number by 10. What's the secret when we multiply by 10? What do we add?
0.
So let's do that.
It's easy.
I'm going to add my 0 and then go back 3 to find my comma. And my number is now 12,430. Does everybody see what I'm doing? That's why your bottom should probably be turned around like this so you can see. Can you do that for me? Can you turn your bottom around so that you can see a little better? Thank you.
Like this?
Very nice. You're missing a square though. We should have a sketch here, expanded form here, rounding here, and multiplying by 10 there. And why do we add a 0? When we multiply by 10, what happens?